here from Sma Kristen Gloria 1 would like to introduce about Ielts writing task 1. First, let us know what Ielts. Ielts is the International English Language Testing System, which is the international standardized test of English language proficiency for non-native English language speakers. Okay, let's see further about it. About the time allocation. How long do you need to take the test? First, for reading, you will have three passages which span 20 minutes for each passages, and you will have 60 minutes altogether. And for writing, you will have 60 minutes for two tasks. And for the listening, you will have 30 minutes for four tracks. So altogether, you will have 1 hour 30 minutes for the written test, and you will have separated time for speaking test, which lasts for 10 to 15 minutes. The next one, what we need to know about writing, you will have two tasks as I said previously. The first task is the visual information in forms of pictures and graphs, and the task 2 is a more familiar task for you, for all of us. It's an essay, an opinion, a response to an issue. And let's go further, make it a bit detailed in task 1. What is task 1? Writing task 1. You will have minimum 150 words, which you have to do in 20 minutes. What kind of information that you will have there? You'll have those all information, the bar. It can be the bar graph, it can be a line or pie graph, table, chart, or process. And you will be asked to select and report the main features, to describe and compare data, identify significance and trends in factual information, or you will be asked to describe a process. This is the question. These are the question types. First, this is the bar chart. This is the line chart, and this is a pie chart. The most common one is the table chart, and this is the process. Last but not least, this is a diagram. And what do you have in the first paragraph? You will have introduction as usual, but the introduction in writing task 1 will be different from others. You will have to paraphrase the sentence from the question, plus include the general trend. In the second paragraph, you will have the most important point, which is the overview. And if you have the details for it, you go for a third paragraph, the details of the points. And if you have more details, then you will go to the next paragraph, which is the fourth paragraph. And the most important thing is there's no conclusion. You just have to present the data. You don't need to conclude all the details, all the data. And next one, you cannot say I or we or you can see from the data that blah blah blah. Just use the passive voice from this one. It can be seen that blah blah blah. And there's no need to use your own personal opinion or predict the data or give meaning to the data, because it's just an English test. It's not the intelligence test. So don't write beyond what is given. You will be tested on your English language capabilities. How to paraphrase the task. For example, you have this information, this instruction on your paper. The chart below gives information about number of social networking sites people used in Canada in 2014 and in 2015. Summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features and make comparison where relevant. Your paraphrase could be the chart. You could identify that one by using the bar chart. Gives information, change it into shows. The number of social networking sites. You can change it into the total amount of social networking sites people use in Canada. You can change it into internet users in Canada. in 2014, in the year 2014 and 2015. So it will be the bar chart shows the total amount of social networking sites visited by internet users in Canada in the year 2014 and 2015. So try to paraphrase the task without altering the meaning. And then let's go next one, which is the general trend. As you can see in the bar chart, there's a growing tendency from 2 sites until 5 sites. So you can say the general trend here, it can be seen from the data that in general, there was a growing tendency to use more than one site. And in the body, you can highlight on the significance data. Like for example here, you have the highest one is in one site users and the lowest one is in 5 sites user. You can also start with the no sites data. For example here, although just over one-fifth of internet users did not use any social networking sites in either of the years, the proportion in this category decreased from 22% in 2014 to 21% in 2015. And in both years, the highest proportion of users in any group fell into the one-side category. As I said earlier, that you have to highlight on the significant ones, on the one that is eye-catching. However, you can explain. However, this group declined sharply from 36% in 2014 to 28% in 2015. On the next body, you can give the details of it. In contrast, the numbers who reported using 2 sites, 3 sites, 4 sites, and 5 sites all grew over the period analyzed. In both years, the proportion of internet users grew as the number of social networking sites increased, with only 2% using 5 sites in 2014 compared to 4% in 2015. Another thing that you need to know, don't use the same word repeatedly. Don't repeat the words. Don't use the same words more than one time. For example, here increase, you can use the synonym of increase like rise, go up, uplift, rotated, climb, upsurge, or soar. Soar. And you can also give the details of it. Is it gradually or slowly climbed? Is it plummet, or is it stabilized? If you use increase, is it increase sharply or dramatically, or just slightly drop, decline slightly? And for cars, you can use a synonym automobile, motor vehicle, or just vehicle. Here, these are the changes that you can use. The words for the changes you can use decrease, increase, but you can also use gradual increase, gradual decrease, or rapid increase, rapid decrease, or just say rapid changes if it is fluctuated. If it is steady, just use steady. And another synonyms of paraphrasing that you can use is this one. Some changes were made. You can say three main modifications or the changes. The hospital's infrastructure, you can change it into vehicle access. The intersection, you can say at the junction. Parking facilities, you can say parking areas or area for parking. Public visitors, you can say members of the public. The bar chart can replace the chart. Shows can replace compares. The percentage of, you can replace it with the proportion of. Men and women, males and female. In different age groups, you can elaborate that one in 6 age categories or in 2 age categories. Did regular physical activities, you can say were physically active on regular basis. in 2010, you can say in the year to 2010. And the next tip is don't write game first, and then second, and next one. It seems like you're describing a competition. Check this one. If you write theme parks were first, and museums were in the second place, in last place were wildlife parks and zoos. Don't you think it's like a competition? Check, compare it with this one. Theme parks were the most popular type of tourist attraction, and museums were the second most visited attraction. Wildlife parks and zoos were the least popular of the four types of tourist attractions. Don't you think it will be better? It will be clearer when you write it this way? Thank you.